Hi friends, Tracy.bish here, Step Up Demonstrator in Australia. Welcome to Halloween Spooktacular for 2025. I'm super excited to be sharing with you this beautiful little series that I'm putting together. It's going to be so much fun using some great Halloween products. Now, I live in Australia. We honestly don't celebrate too much compared to other countries, but I just love this tradition. I think it's so much fun. So I'm using a couple of products from the online exclusives, which are available now to both customers and demonstrators. We're using the Spooky Halloween Suite and the Fright Night Bundle. So I'm going to go through. These are the Shimmer Star foam stickers, which are part of the suite. There's also Petunia Pop 1/4 inch iridescent ribbon. The iridescent treat bags, which are amazing. They're super fun. We're going to be using those in a couple of different ways in this series. And then we have the Spooky Suite DSP, which includes DSP as well as some of these little die cut pieces as well, which is so fun. Very, very easy to make, quick and easy cards. But the DSP, the designs are really beautiful as well. So have a look at that. So that's all the suite. I'm also using the Fright Nights Bundle, which is part of the online exclusives. Now, if you are watching this premiere, I'm in the chat right now. I can take any questions. I would love, if you're watching through the premiere, to get on and have a chat with me as well. And I'll be on the chat every single time that the premiere comes up on the Tuesday and Friday morning. So if you can make it at that time, come and join in, come and have a chat with me as we're going. And I would love that as well. But if you're not watching the premiere as it's premiering, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think as well. So on Tuesdays, we're going to be doing the 3D projects. And this is the 3D project for today. It holds a little, I don't know whether it's a push pop. Yeah, that's what they're called. There you go. I just saw it. I knew it was a pop, but I was going to call it a melody pop. But that's a completely different thing because that's a whistle, isn't it? Anyway, if you're viewing this in Australia, you can find those push pops at Aldi. I'm sure you could find them other places as well, but I did grab mine from the Aldi as I was in there. All right, so as I'm popping this all back together so we can start creating, the products that I've used for today's project are the Spooky Suite DSP, the Petunia Pop Iridescent Ribbon, and we're also using the Spooky Halloween Bundle, which is so fun, and the Shimmer Star foam stickers, just to finish it off. And I've actually, when I recorded this, I made a little bit of a mistake, but a mistake is also a good showing for you because I'm actually showing you two ways of doing it. With the one that we're going to create today, it's a little bit more plain. The one that I created actually stamped the bottom of that little treat box, and I don't know, you can decide which one you like better. So we're going to start off. We have a piece of Petunia Pop cardstock, which measures 4.5 by 4 3/4. We have a piece of that DSP, which is 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. And then I've already die cut my little cat out of basic white thick cardstock and 2 bats from basic black cardstock. So I'm trying to do these videos where they're a little bit's already done, just so it's not an overly long video. And we've all seen me die cut before, so that's not too big of a deal. And I'm just going to add some Memento Tuxedo black ink to my stamp here, and I can line this up fairly well. I think it turned out quite well. Now, the one thing I will say, Memento can be a little bit hard to get a good clean image, which I think I did not too bad here. You can also use a stamp positioning tool, which will be able to you'll be able to stamp and ink a couple of times to get a good even coverage. I will actually use my stamping blends later on to colour with once it's dry, and just add a little bit of basic black to that Memento colouring. Okay, so we're going to do the base of our little box, which is 4.5 by 4 3/4. And what we're going to do is, I'm just trying to work out what one I'm doing first. I think this is the 4.5 inch side. We're going to score at 1 inch, and that's the base of the little treat box. And then moving it back to the 4 3/4 side, we're going to score at 1 1/8, 2 1/4, 3 3/8, and 4 1/2. And that's, you know, it's going to be a very, very basic little box here. It just fits that push pop in there perfectly. And you can make these for, you know, your kids, family members, co-workers, you know, anyone. I think, you know, these would make a nice little gift to give out at Halloween, or if you do trick-or-treating, maybe you could create some of these to hand out as well. Okay, our DSP here is 3 1/8 by 3 1/8, and we're just going to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides here. As you can see, measurements are very, very easy, and we'll get to making this little box really quick. Now, before we start scoring and cutting our box base, now's the time to do your stamping. So on my my sample, there in the stamp set Spooky Halloween, there's a little crosses and like sparkles stamp. I just stamped that with the Petunia Pop cut ink, sorry, and just stamped all the way around the box, so it was, you know, had a nice little interest to it as well. Now, if you're making these really quick, you could just do what I'm doing here and leaving it plain. Honestly, they both look really, really good, but please yourself how much you want to do. So on the bottom piece of our base, I'm just cutting off that little tab and doing a miter cut, and then you're just going to cut up on each of those 4 score lines for our little tabs. Now, you can work out which one is your last one that's going to go down, and then just do a slight cut, just a little slither on each side. Now, if you enjoy this series, please make sure that you give me a thumbs up on each of the videos, and if you haven't hit subscribe, please do that as well. And YouTube loves comments, so if you're watching the replay, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of each of the projects. So I've just cut up those ones, and then with the top of the box, we're just going to cut up on one side and then turn it the opposite side, so you're cutting up the opposite side there. And we can actually just do a little miter cut. That middle one is actually going to be the out facing of the top, so the very left and the very right, just on the inside piece, you're just going to take, again, just another little slither there, just on the very edge, and that just helps the top to come on and fit really well without any overhang. Now, you can use whatever adhesive you like, whether you like the Seal Plus, tear and tape, mini glue dots, liquid glue. For the video, I really like, when I'm doing 3D projects and doing videos, I really like my tear and tape. It's not as messy for me. The green glue works really well. I just find that when I'm doing videos, I seem to put glue everywhere and then I end up with sticky hands. So my tear and tape is an absolute saviour for me. The little tab here that we're adding our tear and tape to is a little bit skinnier than the tear and tape. But if you just fold that tear and tape back over, it'll be fine. And then we've just created our little box here. As you can see, it's just a tiny little tab there. And then we're just going to place a little bit more tear and tape down on our project and pop the box together. And we're going to do the same for the lid, just adding tear and tape to each of the sides. So as you're watching, let me know, what do you actually create for Halloween? Do you celebrate Halloween? I come from a very small town in Australia, and no, we do not do anything. I think our largest town in Bendigo does a few little things, but nothing too much. Last Halloween, my family actually went down to Melbourne to Luna Park, and they had like a haunted theme for Luna Park over a few nights, and that was good, but it was extremely expensive and I think a little too overcrowded, because we didn't get to do a lot of the things. We weren't able to do the maze, we weren't able to do the haunted house, so I don't think we got our money's worth, but anyway, it is what it is, and it was nice to go down with the family and do that anyway. So we're just adding a little bit of tear and tape to the 4 outside corners. Again, we're actually popping these under that middle tab. That's going to be our edge of our top of the box. So let me know, do you guys do, Halloween celebrations? Do you go to haunted houses? Do you do hay rides? I am super excited. My husband and I have decided that we're going to try and get over to the US next year and celebrate Halloween over there. We have done it once a couple of years ago and it was amazing. It was so much fun. So I've always enjoyed doing Halloween crafts, but yeah, it was amazing to go over to America and actually be there for Halloween and do some haunted houses and all that. So that was a lot of fun. And I'm hoping to get back again next year. So cross your fingers and let's hope we can do that. All right, so we're just going to fold over these edges to create the top of the box. This is a really simple box, everyone, but, a little bit of DSP, a little bit of cardstock, and a little bit of decoration is so fun. And, these are really inexpensive as well. You're not using much of your supplies at all. So once we have that in, I'm not even sure if I have a second push pop, but anyway, all good. There is our little box. Let's start decorating. So in the Stampin' Blends, I have basic black, petunia pop, granny apple green, and then for this one, I believe I have pumpkin pie. Now with my original there, which is going to be different to how I do it this time, I used Timid Tiger and Petal Pink. I wanted it to be a little bit lighter with the first one. For this one, I wanted it to be a little bit brighter. So I'm showing you, different ways you can change it up, and you can let me know what you prefer, whether it's, that more subtle cat, or whether, you like the standout pumpkin pie in your face. I don't know. I think I love the brights and all those sorts of things, so I was really happy with how it turned out. But it's personal taste, so use whatever blends you have. Use what colours you prefer as well. There's plenty of colours in that DSP, so let me just have a quick look. Got that DSP pack. The coordinating colours are basic black, daffodil delight, granny apple green, petunia pop, and pumpkin pie. So, but yeah, the Timid Tiger is just a little bit lighter in colouring, and I used the Petal Pink as well, so it really wasn't too in your face. But for this one, I've used the dark in the smaller areas and then the light in the more larger areas. But it might be a little bit too much for some people, but up to you. Now, if you like this suite that we're using, and maybe you want to create your own, I do have this in my online store right now. It is the Spooky Halloween Suite, and you can get the individual items as well. I've got a link on the page here if you would like to purchase in my online store. I do have a couple of benefits for for shopping with me. I give out a tutorial bundle each month. It changes each month, and you can be part of my VIP group. So if that interests you, take a look at my online store, and it'll also be linked in the comments in the description of this video as well. Okay, so for my original, I added the little design alongside the ribbon. I'm going to change it up a little bit and move it to the side, so you're seeing the ribbon on the sides rather than the front. That's that little stamp there that we used. I thought, just showing you a couple of different ways, and if you've been following me, like, I cannot do the same thing twice. For whatever reason, I cannot. And I don't do it on purpose a lot of the time, but it's just the way it goes. And then we're going to add our 2 little bats here, just with mini glue dots. And I'm going to stick one behind. Yep, so he's sort of sticking out a little bit, which is so cool. And then we're going to do one where he's sort of near his hands. There you go. How cute is that? Now you could stop there. I'm going to also add some of those foam stickers. These are stars. They're bright, shiny. They're little squishy. They come in white or iridescent, petunia pop, and basic black. So lots and lots there. And I think that just absolutely is stunning. Like I said, you know, there's two different versions, a quick and easy, or, you know, the other one's quick and easy as well. It's just a little bit more done up, or, you know, you can change your colorings around when you're coloring as well. And this is the 3D version for week 1 of the Halloween Spooktacular with me. I hope that you've enjoyed today's project. I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment if you're not watching in the premiere, and I'll see you all soon. I'll see you on Friday. All right, everyone. Bye.